Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we gotta talk about something that is honestly ridiculous and we shouldn't even be talking about, but I saw this situation unfolding. But it made me realize that people actually think like this, and it's a discussion we honestly need to have. But a few days ago over on Twitter, Elden Ring was trending again. And you know, a lot of times when a From Software game starts trending, 90% of the time it's people praising the game or sharing their fan art or something, and the other 10% of the time it's about the easy mode that we've already talked about for 10 years. But this time for Elden Ring it was different. This time it was a discussion about whether or not Elden Ring deserves to be a full price game. Now obviously the answer we're all thinking of is yes, it does deserve it, why wouldn't it? Well, it turns out there's a fringe group of people out there that really believe that Elden Ring is not enough of an improvement over Dark Souls 3 to warrant $60. So today we're going to delve into the minds of these people and figure out exactly why Elden Ring doesn't deserve to be a $60 game. But as always, before we get into that, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. This channel is going to be your main hub for all things Elden Ring. But now let's get into it. To begin this discussion, we need to go back to the tweet that started this whole debacle. It was a tweet by TheAP99 who said, "In today's economy, I don't think Elden Ring seems like a big enough improvement over past games to warrant $60, especially when other devs are clearly putting in more effort. I like From Software, but they're being lazy." He then includes a clip between the last Horizon game and the new one, and then a comparison between Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. And I'll quickly show you guys the comparison he made. Now, quickly let me say, the comparisons you see in those videos are extremely biased. Let's not sit here and pretend like Horizon didn't reuse at least 2 animations. The first comparison between the swimming in the first and second Horizon games is definitely not comparable to the riposte on the dragon, because they're obviously trying to show the new feature about going underwater in the new Horizon game. So if we're going to be fair about this, a better comparison would have been a character running through a level in Dark Souls 3 compared to horseback riding in Elden Ring. So right off the bat, there's clearly bias involved and it's not a good comparison. And the statement that they're somehow being lazy makes absolutely no sense if you're kept in the loop at all about the development of Elden Ring. First off, when this game was being developed, it was being developed alongside Sekiro, a game which we all know won Game of the Year. And if you know anything about Elden Ring, you know that the scale of this game is going to be much bigger than Dark Souls 3. And not just because of the open world. I don't have time to go into all the specifics of it, but there is clearly no lack of effort put into this. I don't think 2 reused animations of ripostes are indicative of the entire development process behind the game. And as someone who has actually played the game so far, there are so many differences that you don't even realize before you get your hands on the game. I didn't actually enjoy Dark Souls 3 all that much, and that's a topic for another video, but there's something about Elden Ring that just feels so much better. It's hard to put into words, but it's something you just have to experience for yourself. But I don't want to stay on that tweet too long. Let's look at some others that also share this opinion. This reply reads, "No story, no characters, no graphics. Poor mechanics and animation on 2 frames. Poor gameplay, poor AI system. The only good thing is the feeling of challenge, because playing a game with these conditions is actually a challenge." And that's accompanied by 4 crying laughing face emojis. I don't know why people still buying and praising From Software, with a trash can emoji and somebody throwing trash away emoji. Now this was some fairly obvious bait, but honestly I don't know if calling it bait was the right word, because this guy genuinely believes this. And we can see what happens when somebody calls him out on this. This guy said, "I love your photography, I think you're incredibly talented, but this is an atrocious take. Having played the network test for almost 12 hours, I can personally attest to how well this game looks at 4K. The improvement is also inherent in the world and level design." And then the truth comes out. Now we really find out why this guy hates Elden Ring so much. Thank you so much for the compliment. Honestly, I've never played a Souls-like, and maybe this is the opportunity to start this genre by myself and give a proper opinion about it. And I think this is the bottom line for why this thought process even exists, because this strong vocal minority of people that criticize the game haven't even played it. And I have another point I'm going to get to in a minute, where people don't even realize how much of an improvement Elden Ring really is over the past Souls games, just because it's not blatantly in your face. But let's take a look at another tweet real quick. It's not the effort, it's the dine and dash thing, attack plus roll dodge, that kind of feel repetitive. Sure, they're enjoyable, but then not. I don't know what that dude was trying to say at the end there, but I think he has a fair point overall. I honestly think that's a fair criticism. At the end of the day, when you break it all down, it is the same Dark Souls combat. But I think we have to realize something. This is a tried and true formula, and it works. And when one person gets tired of it, there's 10 more that don't. And with Elden Ring, they tried something new with the open world. And when they're going that far out on a limb, it's best to keep the core of the game still intact. And honestly, Elden Ring introduces so many more combat mechanics. Blocking and magic are so much more viable now that you don't even have to roll if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. But I will say that right there is a fair criticism. Considering Elden Ring is supposed to be a new IP, that is definitely disappointing. Here's an idea that I really struggle to articulate, and I'm not sure what the right words for this are. I take it this guy has not played the game, or at least the network test. And again, from the outside looking in, I get it. You take an out of context clip and you compare it with Dark Souls 3, it does look the same. But there's something about Elden Ring when you pick up the controller for the first time and play it. There's something that I really can't explain that feels so different. And I don't know what it is, and I wish I did. But just trust me, you guys that are kind of on the fence about it because it looks like Dark Souls 3, it's not. And in my opinion, it's better. The graphics of Elden Ring are poor compared to Horizon Forbidden West. Elden Ring should be $30 game given the graphics and scale, and I don't know what HTH means. I really have no idea where this complaint about the graphics in Elden Ring comes from. The game is freaking beautiful, and honestly I don't think they know what graphics means, because this image was taken on the PS4 max zoomed in on one of the characters, and I would challenge you, do this to any character in any other PS4 game. The level of detail in Elden Ring is insane. So this is not a valid criticism at all. I was disappointed with the washed out visuals. I'm sure Elden Ring will be a great game, but I was spoiled by Demon's Souls on PS5. Demon's Souls did spoil a lot of people, because it arguably is the best looking game out right now. But Elden Ring isn't washed out at all. I mean, look at this. I mean, Demon's Souls wasn't any more colorful than Elden Ring is. But I want to look at one more. They need to update their engine, but I don't think they will. Somehow they are praised for whatever they do, good or bad. And my question is, what's wrong with the engine? It kinda just seemed like a cop-out word there. The game runs smooth as butter on next gen. There's very minimal glitches and you have full control of your character. Now, I'm not an expert on game development or anything, but I honestly have no clue what you could be talking about here. If you played this game on next gen, by all standards it feels like a next gen game. So I really don't see why there's so much criticism. But I think all of this can be traced back to one thing. These people criticizing the game in this manner haven't played it. They're looking at these incredibly biased comparisons that are in no way representative of the final game. Now, are there fair criticisms about Elden Ring? Yes. Are graphics one of them? No. Now, value is always determined by the buyer. So to say something is worth $60 or not worth $60 ultimately comes down to the consumer. However, to say that Elden Ring does not meet the mark of a AAA standard game is ultimately, at the end of the day, just based on ignorance. But that's about all I have to say on this topic. You can think what you want about the game, but if you haven't played it, don't speak on things you don't know, because it just makes you look kinda stupid. But anyways guys, that's going to pretty much do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on it, and subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in the next one.